Welcome everyone to the PJ's Cast. I'm your host Pierce, alongside of my good pal Schmitty. So we had to awaken from our summer slumber, had to come back from the cottages, back from the lake, because the Chicago Blackhawks signed Jack Johnson to a one-year deal worth $950,000. Let's go! Round of applause for Jack Johnson. No, but on a serious note, honestly, great for him because he's had quite the career. We're gonna get into that. So, but yeah, the Chicago Blackhawks signed him to a one year contract worth $950,000. Thoughts on the deal? Initial thoughts?
There's your seventh defenseman, most likely. So we kind of alluded to this many times over the summer. I don't think there's going to be as many kids on the defensive roster as people might think. If a Vlasic shows out at camp, maybe he makes the team. But I could very easily see him and Regula in Rockford next year. Just because the slots are getting filled now. Like Jack Johnson's your 7, obviously. But you got Caleb, you got McCabe, you got both Jones brothers, you got Murphy, you got Mitchell. Those slots are getting filled. You're not gonna have room for a lot of these young defensemen, which is good because I wouldn't throw these young defensemen to the wolves. There's no reason to right now. Maybe next year, not this year though. And the plan that he's going with's fine. I mean, it's very clear what Kyle Davidson's plan is right now. It is. Just put veterans on the NHL roster. This is going to be a bad year. If some guy shows out, good for him, but it's not intended probably. This is about development in Rockford. This is about having that depth in case people get hurt, because injuries do happen, and that's kind of how these kids get thrown to the wolves in a lot of the cases with the Blackhawks the last couple of years. So to have that organizational depth's nice, and like you said, to pay a guy like Johnson $950, that's good for him at this point in his career.
Yeah,
he probably wasn't going to get that anywhere else, so that's good for him.
Yeah, he'll definitely get more playing time in Colorado because he was their 7th defenseman there too, and he didn't really get into the lineup until Sam Girard got injured, and of course he won the cup with the Avalanche. You know what's the funniest thing? We were talking about it before the podcast. We're talking about how Kyle Davidson saw that breakaway goal. That was his only goal of the season, by the way.
Shut the. Oh my god! I hate this team, dude. This team is such a joke. Oh my god.
Yeah, he had 1 goal, 8 assists for 9 points in 74 games, and by all metrics, is not a great defenseman. But
he's
you know what?
Friggin' elite. Oh my god! Luke Richardson's gonna make him the next. I don't even know. Sergei Gonchar. I don't even know what I'm talking
about. Wow. All right. Let's go with that. Did you see the Jay Fresh thing? Not only once or twice. He's like, Jake Leschyshyn is a hockey player and his war percentage is 0%, but he's better than you are. And it's the same with Jack Johnson. Is I think his war percentage was 3%. It's Jack Johnson is a hockey player that's better than you and also a Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, I think he's tired of seeing 50 comments just this guy's ass when they show his face. Oh my god.
But no, kind of going back to the whole thing, it's good to have depth. It's good to have competition on the blue line. You're not just gonna let these defensemen walk into the NHL, at least without a challenge. There's guys in the way. Competition is never a bad thing, even if
iron sharpens iron.
Even if a defenseman say Alex Vlasic leapfrogs Jack Johnson or whoever else on the defensive chart, good. That means he had a good camp. If not, then he's back in Rockford. He's going to be playing top 4 minutes at least. He's going to be on a winning team. So I got zero complaints with that. Everyone's just oh, I thought we were going with the youth movement. I'm well, we are. But you also can't just take these guys and throw them to the wolves.
Anyone thinks that Jack Johnson's playing more than 30 games this year, you're out of your mind. But also I forgot about Riley Stillman. So the Hawks got 8 guys that you can throw on the main roster right now. So there's only, like you said, there's only gonna be room for one of them. And if they make it, good. And if they don't, then
oh no, they're gonna be playing top pairing minutes in Rockford.
On a good Rockford team. That's
with good players around them. What?
Yeah, it's a wild concept, I know. But that
who would have thought having a good AHL team to help with your development.
Right.
Shall not be named.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I mean, it's just I don't know. Anyone who thinks more about it, you're just finding reasons to get mad in August. This is a 7th defenseman. There's no reason to get your panties in a bunch.
It was like the argument a few years back, is Julius Honka a good defenseman? That's kind of what this is. For
Holy smokes. Like. Seriously. Like, there's people who are actually getting bent over backwards over this. Like, guys, if you're not numb to it at this point, I don't know how you can't be after with this type of offseason. Like, nothing's going to faze me anymore with this team. And I don't think it should for most fans. If it does, then that sucks. Because that really sucks. I would not. Damn it, we're not going to win the cup. We signed Jack Johnson. Oh no! Instead of finishing in 31st, we're going to finish in 32nd.
Oh no! That means the worst we can pick is number 3 and pick Adam Fantilli, or if Matt Vinchkov drops because NHL teams.
And then they're going to take Leo Carlson because he's big Swedish boy.
Big Swedish boy. Or they're going to go Dalibor Dvorsky.
Anyway, I had a dream where they picked Dvorsky, no lie. Like, I was like, the Hawks are going to fuck it up at 3, aren't they? And then they picked him. I don't know much about him. But I saw he's, like, skilled, obviously.
Hey, and he's Slovak. I've actually been doing some research on the 2023 draft already because I'm so foreign. And I already have, like, a top 20 list together.
Nice.
Oh, man. That's going to be fun.
The draft definitely looks interesting this year. Like, there's a lot of skill at the top end.
There's so much forward talent. Like, it rivals the 2015 class, I'd say. There's, like...
I hope so. Let's get a third first.
Well, we have the prospect series for our podcast now that you can follow. I think we're doing one on this Sunday. The World Juniors will be done, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the upcoming 2023 drafts because we have done some stuff on that. So yeah, check out Simplifying Scouting. And anyways, so back to Jack Johnson. I kind of just want to go through the crazy ass career he had. So another thing we were talking about before the podcast is we let go of 2 third overall picks, former third overall pick, and there's a very good chance that we might trade another one this year. So Kirby Dach got traded, Dylan Strome got let walk loose, and Jonathan Toews might get traded. All third overall picks. Guess what Jack Johnson is? A third overall pick. Back in 2005. The same, by the way, that top 3 that year, Sidney Crosby, number 1. Number 2, you know who number 2 was?
Bobby Ryan, right?
You are correct, sir. And
yeah, that's a weird draft. Like,
that is a very weird
I think we've looked at 05. 05 is like not that good of a draft besides Crosby.
I think Carey Price and Anze Kopitar were, you know what?
Okay, yeah, if they redrafted, that's a pretty damn good top 3. I mean, and Price went 5th, and Kopitar, I think, was a first.
Yeah, because Pierre McGuire said that was an awful pick.
Yeah, like, let me pull up the 2005 draft real quick.
I got it right now. Mark Stahl was at number 12.
Mark Stahl. Like, as much as everyone shits on him, dude was good for 10 years. So, like,
guess who the Toronto Maple Leafs drafted at 21st overall in 2000?
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. I know this, but like, it's funny. Just say it.
It's a goalie.
Oh, is it Vesna?
No.
Oh, it's Tuukka Rask. Wait, it's Tuukka Rask. There you go. It's Tuukka Rask. They traded him for Vesna. That's what it is. Yeah.
No, I think it was Andrew Raycroft.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. It's the league.
They fucked it up.
I don't fucking care. Oh no, I got wrong. What shitter goalie the Leafs got when they traded a fucking Vezina winner? Oh no, sorry guys.
And a Hall of Fame goalie, but not according to Bruins fans.
No one hates Tuukka Rask like Bruins fans, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait till they turn on Swayman like that. It's gonna be awesome.
And then he comes to Chicago. Let's go,
baby. Him and the Kamesh show.
That's awesome. The Kamesh show. TJ Oshie went 24th overall in that draft.
Steal.
Andrew Cogliano went 25th.
Good pick. Good player.
Stanley Cup champion with Jack Johnson, by the way. But that's it for the first round.
Heck yeah, brother.
James Neal went in the second round. Paul Stastny did as well.
Dude, Stastny's still not signed. That's crazy to me. Like, he's gonna sign somewhere. Like, dude, low key, if someone gets banged up for the Hawks, they're probably gonna go sign him.
I wouldn't mind that. Trade him at the trade deadline.
Get him like 45 points playing with Kane and Domi, and flip him. Say bye.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but good player.
The Pittsburgh Penguins had an incredible draft. Obviously, they literally could have just drafted Crosby at number 1 and they would have been fine. Number 62, they picked Crystal Tang. That's the cherry on top right there. Jonathan Quick went in the 3rd round as well. Same with Ben Bishop. A couple of good goalies. Round number 4, Keith Yandel went in there, the Iron Man.
Let's go.
Round 5, Darren Helm went in round 5. Other than that, I'm not really seeing anyone. Nathan Gerby, let's go.
Nathan Gerby was
Ryan Reeves
Holy
went in the 5th round. Wait, is there plus 7 rounds? I think it's 7. I think that's when they switched it. Anyways, this is what happens when it gets to the summertime. We are looking through the whole entire 2005 draft. Other than that, I'm not really. No way. Kyle Comiskey went 222nd overall. And then, guess who was the last pick of that draft? Hi. He's a Stanley Cup champion. Recent one.
I don't know.
Patrick Hornfist.
Oh, damn. That's actually kind of crazy. I did not know Patrick. I didn't know he was a 7th round pick.
Yeah, he was the final pick of the 2005 NHL draft.
Very interesting draft.
So there's a rabbit hole we went down. Anyways, we're going to go down another one here. I just want to go through Jack Johnson's career. So, again, back on the topic of the 2005 draft, he was drafted by the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, let's take a look at his transactions. In 2006, he was traded to the Los Angeles Kings with Olev Tverdovsky in exchange for Tim Gleason and Eric Belanger.
Let's go. What a trade.
2011, he signed a 7-year contract with the Kings. And then 2012, he was traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets with a 1st-round pick for Jeff Carter.
Yep, there it is. Because Jeff
take...
Carter was in Columbus and said, "Fuck you, I'm leaving."
He literally played 3 games and he said, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Dude, he said it. He said, "It's not. This is not my." Blood said, "This is not my."
This is my day off, my season off.
Nah, just terrible.
That's just. I guess players in Columbus just do that, or they used to at least. Anyways,
well, they did up until like a year ago. So,
do you want to know the player that the Blue Jackets drafted with the 1st-round pick they got in the Jeff Carter trade?
Was he good or was he bad?
I'll just say he used to play with the Blackhawks.
Oh, God. Is it Artem Anisimov?
No, he was part of a trade with one, though.
I don't know. Then who?
Marco Dano.
That's funny. Fucking everyone cried of River when he got traded, Marco Dano. Why would they I remember when Saad got traded and they were like, "Guys, it's okay. Marco Dano
is the next Brandon Saad."
I'm so tired. I am so tired of this team. Good Lord. But then Jack Johnson was in Columbus for a while, wasn't he? Like 5 years?
He was there from 2012 to 2018.
Then he signed a 5-year deal with Pittsburgh.
They
got bought out in the 1st year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the 2nd year.
I feel bad. Like that's.
And then he signed a contract with the Rangers, and then he signed a contract with the Avalanche. And he won a Stanley Cup, and now he's here in Chicago.
How much is he making?
17 years after being drafted, by the way.
How much is he making off that buyout right now? Because this dude's probably racking in like $3 million a year.
He's probably bringing in the dough. That's for true.
Because he's making $950 this year, and I'm going to Pittsburgh. They owe Jack Johnson. Yeah, he's making $3 million this year. Because the Penguins have to pay him like 1.9 this year.
Yeah,
like holy smokes, good for Jack, man. Good for him.
Yeah, and I think we brought up on the podcast before, like he's had some money troubles with his family. We'll go too much into it, but it's good that he's like back on track. Like he won a Stanley Cup, he's making his money, and he's just really still playing in the NHL because he is 35 years old. He's going to be 36 in January, so like not many players at that age are still playing. So good for him, and just everything you hear about him is he's a good guy. And kind of going back to what he brings to the team, like. Again, I don't think he's going to play a full 82-game season, but that's a guy you want in a locker room in a long season. That's not going to be a lot of fun. So,
exactly. Probably a good leadership guy for sure.
Exactly. Good character guy, as they say.
100%.
But yeah,
just a bunch of guys being dudes.
Just a bunch of fillers being fillers. Before we wrap this up, one thing I do want to see before Jack Johnson maybe gets traded in 3-on-3 overtime. I want to see Jack Johnson on defense, Tyler Johnson, and Reese Johnson on forwards.
Johnson. Oh my God, I didn't even think about
Johnson,
that. We could literally have the
whatever.
greatest. We need it. Oh my God, can we trade for Max Jones and then we can put Jones out there?
Let's go.
Wait, is there a good Jones in the draft this year?
Hmm.
There's a Jones in the first round. Sorry, Kyle. We're gonna have to skew our first round draft. I don't care if we have.
We're gonna have to get Connor Bedard to change his last name legally to Connor Jones.
Connor Bedard Jones.
With quotation.
Adopt him. Whoever said Jones's mom is. You can do it. Oh jeez.
Anyways, let's
oh God.
The Blackhawks made another sign. They actually did a few things in like the last week since we did our last podcast. They signed Cole Gutman from the University of Denver, who admittedly I knew pretty much nothing about coming into this, but just some background information on him. He was the former 6th-round pick of the Tampa Bay Lightning back in 2017. He is a April 1999 baby. He is 23 years old. Last season with the University of Denver, he played 4 years there. He had 45 points in 41 games with 19 goals and 26 assists. And by the way, this was on the University of Denver that won the NCAA championship, and he was the captain of that team. And I believe he was like tied for second on the team in scoring, and I'm pretty sure the first guy was like Bobby Brink. So,
Bobby Brink, pretty
former or soon to be Blackhawk, I should say, former Flyer. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be on the NHL team. Like, he's supposed to start with the Rockford Ice Hogs. He's a small guy. He's only like 5'9", 5'10", and like 170-something pounds. Scouting report from Corey Pronman. Gutman's pretty skilled forward, intelligent. He was an important part of Denver's championship team. He probably has to be faster at that size to make it, but he has a chance.
Well, you'd love to hear that. I mean, organizational depth. We keep talking about it. Like, guy's gonna get minutes in Rockford, and if he doesn't get minutes in Rockford, I mean, I don't know if he goes to the Fuel, but he's gonna get minutes somewhere, regardless.
Yeah, like
so.
I even if it doesn't work out, whatever. Like, it's not like you traded a first-round pick and a top defensive prospect and then another first-round pick. Oh, God, I hate myself. Anyways, that's really it on Cole Gutman. I don't know much about him, but I just thought I'd bring that up. Philip Kurashev and Caleb Jones signed 1-year extensions. Philip Kurashev only signed for $750,000, and Caleb Jones signed for $1.35 million. Again, 1-year contracts, pretty much no money. And at the absolute worst case scenario, you have to put those contracts down the minors. That's clearly not going to count anything against the book. So I even if it doesn't work out, there's never going to be a scenario where I'm like, holy shit, why did they do this? If anything, especially in the case of Caleb Jones, that's maybe a guy you can trade at the trade deadline, especially if some of their young defensemen step up and it's like, hey, maybe you can get a mid-round pick for Caleb Jones. I don't know. But what's the saying? Pump and dump. Get Caleb Jones time on the power play, because, like, other than Seth Jones, like, there's going to be a competition for that power play 2 spot. If he can get a few points on that power play, maybe raise his trade value, maybe get like a third or something. I don't know. Like, that'd be the best case scenario. What do you think?
Stevie's actually saying that Caleb Jones is getting top 4 mins this year. That's what she's saying. Because I genuinely think I'm sorry. Like, I think Derek King was not giving him the opopportunity that he likes. And if Caleb Jones has a strong camp and Luke Richardson, if he can get on Luke Richardson's good side, I think Caleb Jones is a shoe-in for like number 4D on this team. Because
his brother, perhaps.
I think he can. He proved he could this year. And if Vlasic maybe isn't up to speed come training camp, that's a guy who's perfect there. And if not, he and Mitchell on the third pair might be about as good of an offensive third pair as you can have, and
you can do a lot worse.
Much worse, and they can skate. I think both of them should be on the power play together because there's honestly not that much forward talent to have 4 forwards on the second power play.
What do you mean? Reese Johnson will be good enough.
Stop. Oh, my God. Jujar Kara on the right circle. Get excited, Hawks Nation.
Oh, that clapper from the right circle.
Holy smokes.
Dominic Kubalik 2.0.
Stop. Oh, my God. But I hate this team. Jeez.
And it's the middle of summer. So
yeah. Kurashev, I think we talked about it at one point. I like him in the middle 6. Like, I really think that's a good spot for him. I think he mentioned he has chemistry with Taves, or Jimmy mentioned. That's a guy who definitely should be getting number one power play looks, especially with the way this team has lost skill. I think he and Tyler Johnson should be the two forwards that kind of link with Taves and Kane on that power play unit. If Reichel's not up, obviously. Maybe Radish, I don't know. And then if that's the case, you put Kurashev on the second unit and let him quarterback it. But this is going to be a big year for Kurashev. Like, we always talk about, he's going to get the ice time. He didn't really get the ice time last year. He kind of fell out of love with the coaching, like up until the last 15 games, I'd say. And then he kind
of had to play him because they didn't really have anyone.
Yeah, and then when they played him, he started playing well. It's crazy how that works. And he made the players around him better, like Lafferty. And while he was there, he was making Doc look pretty good. But I don't know, man. I feel like that's a player who still has a lot to give. I think he's only 22 still. He might be 23. I'm not 100% sure.
I think he turns 23 later in there. But either way, he's a young player.
He's young enough to where he could still have room to grow. And I feel the same with Caleb. Like I said, is older, but these are guys who I'd much rather take flyers on than a Lance Boma like we used to 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Tommy Wingles.
Yeah, a little bit better than
Robinson, so good for him.
A little bit better than Chris Kunitz, guys. I'll take a chance on Kershaw.
Brandon Manning and Cam Ward.
Yeah,
those are going to get us back to.
Who would you rather have, Philip Kershaw or Andreas Martinson? No offense to Andreas Martinson.
I don't know. I got to think hard about that one. I like those Norwegians.
Andreas Martinson was a Blues killer, though. I didn't love that about him. He and Highmore. Anyways.
I remember he scored a goal against Pittsburgh.
Oh, my God, he did. That was that game where the Hawks lost 10 straight and then finally won a game.
Yeah.
And that was the start of their offensive bender, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they always do well against Pittsburgh, and that was
well, it's typical Hawks bullshit where they do good from December to early February and then shit off for the last 2 months.
That's how it goes. That's what it felt like the
every
past
time.
2 years, especially with Colleton, where it's they got off to a slow start in October, November, and then they pick it up near Christmas, and then it's they might make the playoffs. Nope. They're a few points out, and then they just go on this 4-game losing streak, and you're no. And then it's it's February, and then it heads to the deadline. And it's they're not good enough to be buyers, and then
they should have been sellers 4 years in a row and never were. And it's just so frustrating because if we were doing the podcast in 2019, I would have been banging a fucking laptop for them to trade Gustafson with that high of trade. You could have gotten a first because he had a year left at that cheap of a cap hit.
100%.
If you really wanted to commit to a rebuild and go get Jack Hughes, you could have traded Brandon Saad at that time and gotten a damn good return at that time when he was at a 20.
Nikita Zadorov, sorry, Nikita.
Yeah, and when he was at a 25 goal clip, I don't know, man. Just I'm okay with these roster decisions right now. And if out of the RFAs he capped, those are probably the two I felt the most confident in keeping. Yeah. It's not obviously it would have been nice to keep Strome. But we kind of knew what was going to happen in the situation. It also really sucks because I don't know if you saw the pictures from his wedding and all the Blackhawks players that were there and former Blackhawks Hagel and stuff. It's just yeah, that's
man.
Yeah, they had good chemistry as a team. It's just it never clicked on the ice. So this is what happens. But yeah. That wasn't a knock at Strome is what I'm trying to say. I just think out of the guys he qualified, it's these are the two that are going to do anything remotely good. All right, I'm done rambling.
Yeah, I guess in a way, if you're I think from an asset perspective, those are probably the ones that have the most left because again, going back to Dylan Strome, I feel if there was even a third-round pick, they probably might have moved, but I guess it just wasn't there. And even looking at the market, there wasn't it for Strome. Anyways, yeah, we'll move on from that. Let's see what the next topic is. Oh, you know what I get to do now is I get to read a DraftKings ad with my good pal Stevie on my lap, and also you get to be witness to it. Okay. College football is back. It's time to enjoy the tradition, the fun, and the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. To celebrate the best time of the year, right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any team and get $200 in free bets instantly, win or lose. If that's not enough action, you can also place a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. Just combine multiple bets into which team will get the win, which team to score first, and more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now use promo code THPN for the Hockey Podcast Network, obviously. Bet just $5 on college football and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for terms and resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Tennessee. Call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. In New York, call 877-8 Hoppenny or text Hoppenny to 467-369. One per new customer, minimum $5 deposit and wager. $200 issued as 825 free dollar bets. There you go. There's our first DraftKings ad. I didn't do the best. There were some times I messed up, but you know what? The more we read it,
practice makes perfect. And it was about college football. You got to let me know that next time. I'll drop in a bet on South Carolina.
Definitely. When we read it next time, I'll for sure be able to let you in on it. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Anyways, I was kind of hoping Jimmy would join the podcast for this one because I wanted to talk about it. Contract talks going nowhere with Rasmus Sandin. So
it's Leafs fans. What happened?
About the Leafs. Leafs fans, what happened?
What happened, my guy? Oh man. No, I'm so ready for this because I used to think like they're going crazy, but like no, they're really going crazy. I see people in the daily just like trade Alex Kerfoot, trade Alex Kerfoot, trade Alex Kerfoot, trade Alex Kerfoot.
Alexander Kerfoot.
And I'm just like, for what? And I get you need cap space, but like if it's really that deep, there's got to be a team out there where if you glue a third to Justin Hall, they'll take him. That's all I'm going to say. But they don't want to do that because they want to play hardball. So if you want to play hardball, go lose a 22-year-old defenseman. But from what it looks like, no one really gives a shit. So he might just sit on the shelf. And, like, I don't know. It's a real good way to sour on an asset. I'll just tell you that much. Like, and they have such a log jam on the left side. Like, Jake Muzzin's not getting any younger, and he's signed to term. Morgan Riley just got that 8-year deal, which is fine because he basically is their best left-handed defenseman, arguably. They got TJ Brody, but he plays the right side. But then, like, I mean, Mark Giordano just signed a 2-year deal at like league min, basically. I mean,
he has the passion. That's why.
Whatever. Like, there's no room for Sandin right now in the roster. Like, the most logical move is to move Muzzin, but he's got a no move or no trades. You can't move him. They're in a real tough spot right now in terms of what to do with Sandin.
They're in a real pickle right now. You might even say.
Oh, they are. Like, if some team had the draft capital to go move for him, I would say do it. Like, I would say if the Hawks had more picks, go move for him. But
if they had like 3 second-round picks,
exactly, go throw a second and go get him.
Hey, I mean they have 2 second-round picks.
I mean, but that's like one of the only teams I could see like legitimately doing it. Because like a lot of these teams already have their defense locked up. Like hell, Calgary's got like 9 defensemen right now.
They gotta trade like 3 of them before they even think about that.
And then part of me also thinks like if it gets to a certain point, Kyle Dubas has got to kind of look at this and say, maybe I'll just use him as a trade asset. Like, yeah, like you could just get draft picks for him, or you could use him to help benefit making the team better now. Like, I know this isn't what most Leafs fans want to hear, but there could be a world where he and Hull go together and you get a roster player on the back end. Maybe you get another right-handed defenseman. Maybe you get a third line left wing or a second line left wing that could actually help the team. And then you could move Kerfoot to the third line. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I could see like a legitimate move coming like that if contract talks continue to go south. But like let's be honest, he's gonna sign at like $1 million and they're gonna bury Hull next year. That's basically what's gonna happen. I just like everyone blows shit out of proportion because it's August. But I do think you shouldn't do this to a 22-year-old defenseman who's arguably like your third best defenseman on the team. So
I think he's definitely a top 4 guy on that team.
And they locked up Liljegren, so it's like I don't know.
I remember listening to the Steve Dangle podcast and I was like, which GM gets fired first? Does Kyle Davidson at the top of that list if they like get off to a bad start? I know it's so hard to fire GMs, but even like if they lose in the first round pick, first round again, he has to be out, doesn't he?
That maybe, but I don't think I don't think he'll get fired mid-season.
Oh no, that's
unless
so
they are
weird.
literally bottom of the fucking barrel. Then, like if the goaltending is 800, yeah, he's getting fired.
Oh yeah, because that's the what is
that's
it? What
well,
is
he's
it?
going down with the ship regardless of Matt Murray. If Matt Murray wins him a cup, the dude's getting extended because it's his last year regardless. So they might just let him go at the end of the year anyway. I'm pretty sure it's the last year of his contract. But like he is tied to that goaltending tandem right now, and it's like I could very much see Ilya Samsonov playing 45 games very well. I could see a world where that happens. I could see a world where Matt Murray bounces back because the Leafs have good team defense. I could also see a world where they both stink it up like Peter Mrazek did this year. Like,
not in Chicago, he's not.
That's what I'm saying, Brooksy. But dude, like Kyle Dubas is tied to his goaltending right now, and like the Rasmus Sandin stuff definitely doesn't help the situation. I would say. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I just Toronto, they're gonna be interesting to follow. That's for true because I feel even like I think they give Keefe an extension. Like I feel like because that's Dubas's guy. If they go in the first round again, I think both of them are gone. Probably.
Well, they have to. Well, yeah. I mean, it's his guy. It's probably gonna work like that. I'm just looking at their back end. Like they have 7 guys with Hull. It's like, guys, just shit. They might have to move Alex Kerfoot. I'm looking at the cap friendly right now, and they're just like so tight at the like. I guess if they're gonna send forwards down, and that'll like make their cap situation a little closer. But dude, they're right up on the cap. Like they can't afford to give Rasmus Sandin like $2 million if that's what the problem is right now. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do in the next month or so because we know Kyle Dubas isn't afraid to just wait it out till like October. So,
oh yeah, even December 1st in the case of William Nylander. Anyways, that's kind of it for that. Unless you have anything else to add, or we can get into the next topic. Robin Lehner. I think this must have been right after.
We jinxed the fuck out of this, dude. Yeah. Oh, my God. I was like, man, if the goaltending can stay healthy, the Vegas is going to be really good. 2 hours after we record, boom, Robin Lehner season.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was the same day after we finished recording or the next day.
Dude, and also, this is a big FU to management with Vegas that was making him play hurt at the end of last year. I think people forget that. They sidelined him for the season, then brought him back, and then sidelined him again. So if that's the reason he's hurt right now, fuck you. Like, no one should sign in Vegas ever again. That's terrible. Like, terrible. And it's just such a good – and it's still a guy of Robin Lehner who's so passionate about that organization.
He is
does so much good for that organization. Like
they don't deserve it.
It's just terrible, man. It's terrible. Ugh, it frustrates me. I feel bad for him, and like Vegas doesn't have a goaltending. Like I think Brossoit's still hurt, so like
Michael Hutchinson is like their oldest goalie or something like that.
It's like him and Dylan Thompson.
Yeah,
like holy smokes, it's bad.
No, it's not ideal. I don't think.
Like we were saying, like I hope Jack Eichel does well. Like he's gonna have to do well.
He's literally gonna have to, or else that's another year in a row that Vegas isn't making the playoffs, and also another year Jack Eichel's not in the playoffs. I don't think he's made the playoffs yet. Well, yeah, he hasn't because Buffalo.
It's so bad. Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of like a big FU middle finger to the Vegas front office. It's like, yeah, you made all these conference finals, you made it to the cup final, but it's catching up to you, that bad luck, that bad karma. And kind of back on the topic, like Kyle Davidson, you could potentially get fired like at the end of the year. Like
it's Kyle Davidson or Dubas.
Did I say Davidson? Yeah. Kyle Davidson if they don't win the Stanley Cup, obviously.
I know your mind is on the better Kyle D, but
yeah. Exactly, that's what it was. No, but like same thing with Kyle Dubas. Like if Vegas misses the playoffs again or even goes out probably in the first round, Kelly McCrimmon, that might be kissing his job bye.
Yeah, then I don't know, man. Like it's rough in Vegas right now, and now they have all this LTIR space, so they're gonna go make a dumb move. Like who's still on the market? Like Paul Stassi's making a comeback to Vegas.
Paul Stassi is going back to Vegas.
Holy fuck, they're gonna go get Nas. Oh my god. They're gonna go get Nas.
But he's signing in the Islander because Julia Morella don't make to announce your moves because
Robin Lehner on LTIR, that would give him like $13 million.
Who is on LTIR?
So they got Shea Weber, who's got like 7.8.
That's right.
Then they got Nolan Patrick, who just got put on there 1.2, which
poor
sucks.
guy,
I feel
sucks.
so
Yeah,
like it's the worst story. Like honestly, with Nolan Patrick, because he was so good in junior, and he showed flashes at the pro level. It's just like
it's just really unfortunate,
honestly. And then they got Leonard, who's making 5, so they got like 14 mil sitting on LTIR right now, roughly. And then, like, I don't know how long Brassois going to be out. And then you got Nick Hague, who hasn't been signed yet either.
He still hasn't signed, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Literally, they're almost like Toronto. They got that defense from the.
What is my man Blood doing
parallels.
Like, honestly. Like, what the fuck? But they got Ben Hutton on a 2-year deal. Let's go, guys.
Let's go. Like, get excited, VJK Nation.
God, every time I look at Vegas' sheet, and the longest contract is Zach effing Whitecloud. It is my favorite thing. It's so funny. Yeah, this team stinks, though. Like, they're not going to be – unless the Pacific stinks, which is very possible because it's the Pacific. They literally have to score, like, gangbusters to make the playoffs. Like, unless Dylan Thompson, like, just becomes a god and stops everything, I just don't see it happening.
Question. Are they better than Edmonton?
No.
Are they better than Los Angeles?
No.
Are they better than Calgary?
No. No.
No.
If Leonard's not healthy, no.
I think the better question is, what teams are they better in the Pacific? And that's just
probably San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Anaheim. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like trying to go through. Like, they're not better than Vancouver at the moment. If Demko plays the way Demko's playing, dude, goaltending matters so much in this league. And if you got 800 goaltending, you're not going to win a fucking game. I don't care how many goals you're scoring. I saw it with the 2018-19 Blackhawks. They were scoring like 6 goals a game. They still lost more than they won. They sucked. Like, you can't stop them. You can't stop a nosebleed. It doesn't matter.
If the Blackhawks had Leonard that year instead, they probably make the playoffs.
Like, stop. They would be. Oh, I hate that.
Anyways, like, that's just the Pacific alone. Like, you look at the Central, like, Colorado's obviously going to be back at it next year. Minnesota might take a step back, but I still think they're going to be a playoff team. Same with St. Louis. Like, it's a tough road for them to get back to the playoffs.
That's not me saying they're going to finish like bottom 5 in the league, but they're not going to be. It's going to be a wild card race for them. I don't think it's going to be higher. It's just they're really going to they're going to be in a slugfest for that last wild card spot. I don't know, because I don't like you said, the Central is such an effing question mark every year. Like, which one of those 5 teams is going to actually grow a pair and be good with Colorado? Because you got St. Louis, who probably should be, or
I didn't mention Nashville. They're trying to win still, by the way.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Kevin Lankinen will help you guys win. Congratulations.
Keep them mediocrity. I love it.
Holy smokes. Like, they're terrible.
They have taken Minnesota. Well, they've joined Minnesota in being that team that just loses in the first round.
Yeah. And then you got like Winnipeg. Like, they could easily be good enough to make the playoffs just by their offense alone. And Hellebuck. Dallas is going to be good again. They got better, arguably, with like Mason Marchment, which was a good signing by them.
Mason March, that's right, Dallas too.
Good boy, Mace March. Like, holy smokes. No, but like there's 6 teams I can see making it from the Central, and then there's like 5 or 6 teams in the Pacific right now. And it's literally because Vegas doesn't have a goalie. Like, is there a free agent goalie that we're missing that they can go sign? Or is it like, I saw someone say they should offer sheet Ottinger, and I was just like, can we not speak that into existence, please? Because if they got Ottinger with Leonard, that's a problem.
That's gross.
Freaking problem.
That is icky.
And also that just tanks Dallas. So
yeah.
Wow. There's definitely a lot of they're gonna trade the Carey Price. Boom. Got it.
Let's go.
They're gonna trade Carey Price for Riley Smith.
It sounds way too accurate.
No, wait. Oh my god, I forgot that.
No, half pertained on Carey Price, and then Riley Smith going back the other way.
Dude, I don't get this team. They just gave Nick Waugh a 5-year deal.
That's right, they did. For how much again? $3 million?
$3 million? Like, what the fuck? Jeez. Like, he signed just as long as Mark Stone. Like, what are we doing here?
What my man Blood doing?
They gave Kolasar a 3-year deal, and I like Kolasar from Seattle. But
Seattle Thunderbird legend.
That's what I'm
And
saying,
he scored a goal in Game 6.
I can't wait till he gets put on waivers and he gets picked up by the Kraken.
No, the Blackhawks, and then Kevin Korchinski plays with him in the future.
Bro,
we're just gonna get all the former Thunderbirds.
I'm not gonna say. We're just gonna get 2 double Ks basically.
Matt Barzell, let's go!
Let's go, baby. We're trading Matt Barzell for Sam Lafferty. Getting
Station. Lou Lambs would love that.
Lou Lambs loves the contract. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets Tyler Johns half retained.
Tyler Johns. Then we have to get another Johnson back. We got to find another Johnson that's out there.
Don't they have a Johnson on their team? Ross John. All right, that's Johnston.
No,
close enough.
He has a T in his name.
Close enough. Close enough.
We might have to live with it for the time being while we look for another one.
Darn it!
So close to greatness. Anyway,
it's close. You're on the verge of greatness.
No, but I'm kind of glad this is happening to Vegas. Like,
I feel bad for Leonard, but
I feel so bad for Leonard. But then there's like a part of me that thinks it's like he probably thinks this is funny.
Leonard's probably like, "Fuck you guys! You're gonna learn how good like for all those fans that think I suck, you're gonna learn just how valuable I am."
Oh yeah, you know that's like in the back of his head. It's like,
oh dude, every time it's starting, like that's low key how I felt when Crawford got hurt. Crawford's just like all those fucking fans that said, "Oh, I suck. He's not the reason the Hawks are winning games." Shut the fuck up. Team fell off a cliff after he got hurt.
I really do not die on many hills. That is the one hill I will die on. Good. Yeah. He should have a Conn Smythe. Like, if he had a Conn Smythe, I feel like he would be in Hall of Fame discussion at least. Because, like, if he had a Conn Smythe on his resume, he'd have two Stanley Cups, 1 Conn Smythe. And I don't know if, like, the Willie Matt Jennings trophy gets you anything. But, like, it's something. He won it twice. It's not, like, I would definitely help him be on like the periphery of it, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, all that matters is Corey Crawford will always have my heart, and especially now, I think for like all time, he's probably my favorite Blackhawk.
He's so damn good.
Corey Crawford, literally, like I don't think Blackhawks fans realize just how good he was. Even like once in a while, I'm like, dude, Corey Crawford was so fuck. There's been like flashbacks because like 2 years ago was the bubble, and like I'm just seeing all these games. It's like they played against Edmonton, and I think like a few days ago was the one that they won like 3-1 against Vegas, and the Crawford had like 50 saves, like, and that was the last game he ever won. Like, that's just Chad shit right there.
He was the best.
Yeah.
And remember, he like almost didn't show up to the bubble. They were like, "Oh my god, is he gonna play? Is he gonna play? Is he gonna play?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming." Just like, fucking.
I guess I'll go. And then he literally steals the series.
Plays out of his goddamn mind. Like, holy shit, love it.
Love
it.
So, I think not really much else to talk about. Like, I honestly have not been paying attention to the World Juniors.
No, me neither.
I did see.
Slaggert and Kaiser have been fucking it up. That's all I've seen.
Ethan Del Mastro's played like a few games for Canada. He was like originally only supposed to be like I think maybe 1 because of like an injury replacement, but like he's getting his time. Latvia won their first ever game at the World Juniors, which I thought was pretty cool. Like again, like are they ever going to be the hockey power like Canada, the US, Finland, Sweden, Russia? No. But I remember just like you see countries like Germany, they won the silver medal that one year at the Olympics. Like Slovakia won a bronze at this Olympics. For these countries that maybe aren't up there, but like they get to a point where they're starting to produce these players that are more on the rise. I feel like maybe you could see that in Latvia in the next little while. I don't know, but it's always nice to see small countries like that win a game. So I just thought that was pretty cool. The celebrations and seeing like the post-game interviews. I forget, it might have been the captain of Team Latvia where he's doing an interview with TSN, and he just told all his like buddies to come here, and he's like praising all of them. I'm like, oh, it's so wholesome. And it's like, we're gonna eat ice cream and then play FIFA after. I'm like, that's so cool. And the thing is, they weren't even originally supposed to be there because Russia, like, but obviously we all know what happened with Russia, and they took their spot and they got to the quarterfinals. I actually think they're playing right now. I don't know what the score is, but the fact that they got to the quarterfinals for the first time in their team history, that is pretty cool. So I want to shout out Slovakia on that, and I actually want to see if because I think they're playing Sweden. I just want to see the scores for that. So gotta fill time. Will I look for it? So, it looks like I don't think it looks like they played yet. Anyways, whatever. I'm wasting my time doing that. So, last thing we're going to do, Twitter questions. I think we have like 3 Twitter questions, but none of them are really even like questions. So the first one is from 5-star Rasputin Just Dance Dancer, aka Ben. Jack Johnson? Jack Johnson.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. No, but Jack Johnson. It's
gonna be the best. We're literally the biggest meme team ever. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, this is from Sean Mike. Hypothetically speaking, you were at war with a Scorpion. You need a credit card to phone in.
I read this mid-show and I almost started laughing.
Is that why you're laughing?
Yes, that's why I was laughing mid-show. I read that.
The entire skip, it says that he has one in his back pockets. You view that there are at least 10 back pockets, so which is the I have my answer. I take it down because I am built different.
Bro, I simply go to the left. Like
own.
Like simply just go slightly to the left and then go slightly to the right. That's all you gotta do. Little stretch left, stretch right, little counter. Maybe throw a trap in there. Then you punt the ball because you suck. There you go.
The last, again, like we didn't really even get any like questions. Like this is from Vish, no question. Just want to hear Schmitty try and come up with something positive about the Bears' upcoming season, and then he's like, "And watch it take him the entire pod."
Oh my god, why? Why do we have to do
this? Right? That's all for now, folks. Hey, football season is starting soon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like some positives. Like one, the Bears' schedule is a lot easier this year. Like there's no denying that. They had the toughest schedule in football last year. That shit sucked. Like they really don't play that many playoff teams. Like granted, like, there's so much turnover in this league. You're probably going to play a bunch of playoff teams this year. That's not the point. But like I genuinely think if the offense is even remotely competent, keep in mind their offense was like 29th out of 32 in the league last year. So if their offense is even like 20th and their defense stays like 13 to 10th, which like Eberflus is the defensive head coach. He's always had success in his defenses. It seems like the players are buying into the scheme from everything I'm seeing at camp and in preseason. And they filled a lot of the holes that the defense had trouble with the year before. So that's like reasons to be positive, but that's all on paper and all on training camp.
The game isn't played on paper, don't you know?
Exactly. Like, people are writing the 49ers as Super Bowl contenders, and Trey Lance has played 2 games in the last 2 years. Think about that for a second. Like, he's a rookie, and they're calling him Super Bowl contenders. This dude's played 2 games ever, and it's because of the coaching staff's that damn good. And it's just like, but like, this is what they do in the preseason. Like, my favorite thing to do is, like, go look at people's preseason rankings from, like, 3 years ago, and then go see how the standings actually ended. Because, like, I think you see this in hockey all the time, too. Like, teams can win the offseason all you want. All that matters.
New Jersey.
Literally, the first thing that came to my mind was New Jersey, like, 3 years ago. And, like, you could suck it on the field. And, like, there's teams that, yeah, maybe it looks like they didn't do that much, like the Bears. It looks like they lost more than they gained. But if the culture's good and the players buy into what they're doing and, you know, they're committed to one goal and they're committed to doing what they do best, which is a big thing in football. You can't do everything great. But if you're really good at, like, 3 things, you could go a long way in this league. And if the Bears can play to their strengths.
So good for, like, 20 years.
Pardon me?
Isn't that why the Patriots were so good for 20 years?
Oh, yeah. They bought into the system. They bought into what Belichick said. They were great defense, great time management, and Tom Brady's the fucking GOAT. Like, you're going to win a lot of games like that. But for the Bears this year, it's going to be running the football, which they did not do under Matt Nagy. Matt Eberflus is going to do that. He coached last year with Jonathan Taylor, who led the league in rushing. And that was the main reason the Colts won a bunch of games. A good run game helps a good young quarterback every time. And it's going to help in the play action if you run the ball a lot too. So running the ball is going to be key. They got to play tough defense. Like, that's just regardless. Like, they're going to have to play tough defense. They're playing that Tampa 2 style, which if you're a longtime football fan, that's what the Bears ran when they were really good, like 15 years ago. That's what a lot of teams ran when they were good. Like, Tampa 2 was run by the Bucks, I think, a couple years ago, like when they won. It's a defensive style that has stuck around. If you play it to its strengths, like the Colts did a couple years ago, you can really cause some problems. So if they could do that and play good time management, if they could do those three things, which like isn't the flashiest way to play football, they're going to win more than they lose. But that's a lot of asks. That's a lot of ifs. They're going to suck, and that's fine. After saying all that.
That explanation, they're actually
all that, and they're still going to only get 7 wins. That's all. Like, their cap is at 7 wins, in my opinion. Because I just think they're going to get into some matches where they're just not talented enough to win the game. Like, you're going to go up against Miami where they just have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and I love our corners, but they just don't have the skill to match up to that. So, like, there's just going to be games like that. Like, you play Aaron Rodgers week 2 in Lambeau. If they win that game, holy shit, I'm all in. But, like, I kind of already chalked that game up as an L. So, we'll see. It's a big we'll see. Football is one of those sports that's so hard to predict.
I have to pay attention to my Bengals this year. I said I was going to pay attention to the Blue Jays. I haven't. The Bengals. The thing with baseball, there's freaking 160.
Yeah, baseball.
I expect football. It's like, okay, there's this game. It's probably going to be on Sunday or whatever. I can make the time.
Sunday or Thursday. Like, that's usually what it is.
I can set aside time for that day and watch the game. You know, that's what I'm at least trying to do.
Yeah, and like with the Bengals, they got a tough schedule this year because like the thing with the NFL is like they set up your schedule to where depending on where you finish in your division, that's like the team you'll play. So like for instance, the Bears finished second the last like 2 years before this year. So they always like when they would play like their out of division games and stuff, they'd play the second best team. So like basically they got the Rams, the Bucks, like they got all the teams that finished second in their division the year before when they would play out of their division. And the Bengals are going to get that this year because they finished in first. So, like, it's going to be really interesting to see because, like, the Bengals weren't really a team people looked at as, like, a target on their back and, like, noticeable. They're going to be a team that people mark on their calendars right now when they got their schedule. They're like, oh, we're going to beat this team that just went to the Super Bowl. Like, you got a target on your back now. It's very different when there's expectations for your football team. I've seen great teams just crumble the year after because they can't change up their scheme. They can't adapt. Like that's what makes teams that are consistent in the NFL so damn good because it's so hard. I've seen so many teams that 13 wins made the Super Bowl. They missed the playoffs next year because just so many things can go wrong and so many teams get better and there's so much film on you at this point. Like you have to keep evolving and keep adapting. That's why the Patriots should get so much damn credit for what they've done. The Chiefs are starting to do it right now. They're going on like year 5 of being just goddamn elite, like just crazy. The Saints for the longest time did it. The Packers do it. Like they keep pumping talent around Rodgers to at least get to the playoffs and have a shot. You have to give them props. It's just really hard because there's so much that can happen. Like the Browns had 11 wins in 2020, and it looked like they were stride to break out and probably win the division that year. Next year they went like 7-9 because expectations, they didn't live up to them. They couldn't change their game style, and everyone had the film on them. I mean, hell, the Bears are a good example of that. When in 2018 they had 12 wins. The next year they couldn't change up their game style. They lost 4 more games. They went 8-8, missed the playoffs. And that was like the defense didn't get a million bajillion turnovers like they did the year before. Like there's just some things you have to take into it. Like, I don't know. I can go on it forever, but football is just such a weird sport. Like the Bears very well could go like 4-13, but there's also a world where they could get like 8 wins, and I wouldn't be surprised. So, and for this team with that amount of talent, that's good. And for the Bengals, like if they don't make the playoffs, that's going to be a problem. So,
ooh, that will be rough.
Yeah, because they basically fixed the one problem they have with their team. They rebuilt their whole interior offensive line this offseason and kept everything else. So hypothetically speaking, they should be just as good. But like I said, they got film on them now, so we'll see what happens.
Definitely. As the year goes on, I'm going to try to watch more football and hopefully learn more rules, and we'll definitely talk more about football on the podcast. So earlier I talked about Team Latvia playing Sweden in the quarterfinals. They are tied right now 1-1 in the third period.
Oh shit! Oh.
So again, we haven't played too much of the World Juniors. It's just such a weird time, but like that would be so cool to see for Latvia if they could pull an upset. That being said, like as soon as I get this out, Sweden could score like 5 goals, and this can be completely obsolete. Anyways, I don't know. I think that's it for the podcast. I think we can wrap it up. Unless you got anything else to add?
I got one more question from Brian. He was just saying, will Beniers be a point per game player this year? And I don't think it'll be point per game because he was point per game at the end of last year, but I think I'm keeping it a low
games,
bar.
You gotta do that for an 82-game season.
Yeah, I'm keeping him on a low bar, but if he can get like 45, 50 points, that's
what I was thinking. Yeah, 45, 50, maybe 55 points. Like,
and if he gets anything above 50, then he's gonna be a stud.
He's gonna be a stud either way. But like, yeah, they'll definitely help like fast track things and get more recognition on his name.
Yeah, I just want Kraken fans to temper their expectations for their young centerman because not everyone's going to have.
And Shane Wright as well because he might make that.
That's what I mean. Like because not everyone's going to have a Matthews leap. Not everyone's going to have a McDavid leap. Like it took Jack Hughes.
Those are the exception, not the rule.
It's taken Jack Hughes 3 years to become a damn good player. Like it takes time, and he was the number 1 pick, and he looked damn good coming out. So we'll see. Just temper your expectations with these kids. Give them time and. They're set up pretty well for the next.
Yeah, like Lafreniere hasn't really broken out. Yeah, like Owen Power pretty much didn't even play last year as the first overall pick. Like this is going to be a first full year. I think we need to start tempering.
It took Darlene till this year to break out. Now he's great. Like I mean, Svechnikov is pretty good out to shoot, but like not everyone's going to do that.
Like Slavkovsky, I don't even think should be in the NHL this year,
but he will be.
Yeah, he probably will be
because he's got that grit and size and skill. And they're going to put him with Caulfield.
This year might be the exception. Like next year might be the exception because Connor Bedard is really fucking good.
Yeah, can people just be good?
Yeah.
I need these teams to just like accidentally get good so they can get the fuck out of our way and not get Bedard. Oh no! Is that the Coyotes accidentally getting a 930 goalie and becoming a 30?
Oh no! Veggie Milk has a 940 save percentage.
Look at my boy Veggie Milk, bro. Just
Veggie Milk,
making sure the Hawks win. Like, what a fucking G! Honestly, what a real one.
Be a real one. Shout out to Veggie Milk.
No, literally, this season's gonna suck though because the Hawks. Second, the Hawks start getting on a hot streak, I'm gonna get pissed. It's like
you want them.
Literally, when they start winning, like if they win one game, it'll be fine. But if they win like 5 in a row, which they keep, like this is gonna be so sad. Pretty sure the Hawks have won 5 in a row like 2 times in the last 3 years. It's terrible. But if those idiots do it this year, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Like, oh my god. And also, like, if they start doing that, I'm afraid that Davidson's gonna start making knee-jerk moves to make sure they don't do good. And that's when you start falling into that Buffalo McEichel year shit. And you really don't want to be in that crap.
What did a Buffalo?
No, this guy's scoring. Flip him. Get him out of here. Yeah. What were you gonna say though? Sorry.
Buffalo is what do they do? They like moved out their they traded their goalie. Just got a worse one back.
Yep. They're like, nope, he's winning. Get him out of here. We need to keep losing.
Staylock's
gonna win, and they're just gonna be like, nope, ship him to Pittsburgh.
They're gonna do that with like Peter Mrazek. Like, get him the hell out of here. He has no place here.
We're trading back for Colin Delia. Get excited, Hawks.
Let's go. Peter Mrazek to Vancouver for Colin Delia 1-for-1. I got goosebumps thinking about that.
Let's friggin' go.
All right. So yeah, I really do think that's it. Yeah. Any further comments, or we can wrap this up?
Nothing. You just saw a Pierre Dorian meme. I sent it to you. It's great listening content.
Oh yes, great for the audio. But if you are watching on YouTube, that is the picture.
And the comment is basically, I'll take DJ Smith over Sheldon Keefe any day of the week. And it's like, all right, pipe down. Like, I'm sorry, like. I want to see the Sens do well for DeBrincat,
Oh,
but
me too.
if they crash and burn, it's going to be really funny. It's going to be really funny. Guys, the rebuild is over. I hope it's after they trade for Chikrin. Real.
Yeah. So, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys are enjoying your summer. Please give us a 5-star rating on your preferred podcast platform, whether that be Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Be sure to check out DraftKings, like I said earlier. All that stuff. And yeah, we shall talk another time. Also, check out Simplifying Scouting. We have a big project that could be coming out by the end of the week. We're going to be doing a podcast, and we're going to have a special guest potentially at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month. Things are happening. But yeah, for now, for the time being, do all that. Enjoy the rest of your summer all. Peace out.